You're welcome to another episode of What Do You Think? A thought-provoking podcast that focuses on life, family, business, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. I'm Jessica, and today we have someone amazing, multi-talented. She is currently the manager programs Voice of One TV. She is an amazing fashion designer. She is an artist. She makes amazing paintings, fabric paintings. She makes hats. Is there anything she doesn't do? I think at this point, I don't know. Yes, but when I say she's multi-talented, she is multi-talented. So welcome to the studio, Ehigocho Lucy Agi.
Thank you so much.
You look so beautiful, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And I'm guessing you made your dress too.
Of course. Why not? If I don't make it, who will? Yes, I made it. I painted it. And to add to what you said,
Yes.
where you asked, is there anything I can do? There are things I cannot do. I cannot do runs. I cannot thief. I cannot kidnap.
Okay. Okay. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, I get what you're saying. So thank you for having me.
One thing you should know, I'm sure you've seen that most times I wear roses. She makes them. So I think as we go on,
you've had this since 2019 and you still look so good.
yes, because you made it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we would be talking about the whole world of multi-talented people. What is it like being multi-talented?
Okay. Defining it, being multi-talented means that you can do so many things, do it well, and you don't get stuck. Like once you put your hands to do something, you do it very, very well, and you give a good job. You deliver excellently as well. So that's what multi-talented.
So you're basically a jack of all trades and master of all. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So for you, when did you first realize that you were multi-talented?
I wouldn't say there was like a realization. It was just a couple of doing so many things, trying my hands on things and doing them well. First off, I started off as a fashion designer. After secondary school, that before I got into the university,
Yes.
I went to learn tailoring.
Okay.
And in the process, after the time I started making clothes, I just realized that there was a kind of packaging that if I wanted to attract a certain kind of client, I would be required to package that way.
Yes.
I couldn't afford it. And so I had to go learn how to make the packages myself. And from then I thought that, okay, let me learn something. There's this USP, unique selling proposition, that you taught us back in the university when it comes to marketing and product, selling your product. Your product needs to have something that is an add-on.
Yes.
So I felt like, how about with each dress comes maybe a fascinator or a brooch, and that's how I infused the brooch that you have on. So it's just a couple of things, trying things and then finding out, I can do this. I've always known I knew how to draw very well as a child.
Yeah.
And then in 2023, I had to go train the skill. So it just was a couple of trying things, fine tuning. So it didn't come as a big realization. It just happened. So learning things as time went on and doing very well and excelling in all of them. That was why it made sense that, okay, then focusing on one became very hard because each one needed the other one to function, and I couldn't afford many of those things. So I had to do them all at once, and that's how, we're here.
But this is really fascinating, by the way. I can say I'm multi-talented, but not to your degree, obviously. And at times it can be a little overwhelming.
Yes.
So for you, have you ever struggled with feeling all over the place
Yeah.
instead of focus?
Yeah.
Is there any incident you'd want to maybe shed
Yes.
more light on?
I remember sometime a relative once said, you don't have focus. And I've heard that a couple of times. And I remember telling someone one time that I'm so talented to the point that I feel, sorry, that distracted me. Yeah. So I remember telling someone how much that I felt I'm most talented, and it's beginning to annoy me because it just felt like if you are focused on one thing, people that you maybe you know a certain person for music, they
Yes.
grow and then they are known as a musician.
Yes.
Then there are some people that are known as fashion designers, they grow and then they are growing to that one thing.
Yeah.
But I feel all over the place, and it began to feel very sickening for me. And I was like, okay, what then should I focus on? Because currently I am growing in the media space. I'm a TV presenter, voiceover artist, filmmaker.
Yes.
And then it's all like, oh, these things are very, very interesting parts of myself. Where do I draw the line? Until the truth is, it started becoming I started feeling clogged.
Oh.
So I had to speak to a couple of people, and they kept telling me that, okay, I understand that you have all these things and they are very important versions of you, but there has to be something that at least you should build a brand with.
Yeah.
And that was when I just realized that, oh, I love media. And I studied mass communication. I did film school, all of that. Media somehow gets to follow me everywhere.
Yes.
And it's something that comes to me easily. So I thought, oh, okay. Besides, as a fashion designer, I get to wear my clothes as a TV presenter.
Yes.
And all other things, the arts, everything, I get to... In the studio, at some point, the studio where I worked, I designed the frames.
Wow.
Yes. So it just made sense that everything needed each other. It was just...
Yes.
So that was where I now made peace with the fact that every part of me is very, very useful.
Yes.
And it's a blessing, is that I can walk into any room and have value to serve.
Yes, and in this economy we are in, being multi-talented helps
It's a
because
blessing.
yes, there's multiple streams of income, and then monies that you would have paid other people to, do certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DIY space is really growing, and you fit perfectly
Right.
into that.
Thank
Let me
you.
add that she's also a great master of ceremony. So if you have weddings, corporate events,
Yeah.
she does that too. I told you, as we keep going, we'll keep remembering other things. How did you decide which talent to prioritize at that given time?
It took a while. It's not something that happened all of a sudden.
Okay.
I'm still struggling with that, to be honest. I'm still struggling to balance a few. But I just realized that, oh, okay, I actually do need a platform. Because everything, your talent needs visibility.
True.
And media gives you visibility.
Very
yes.
true.
So if media gives me the platform to show myself and speak, because I can speak, I can talk, I can present, and every other, it gives me just that. Media is like very, very broad, and I'm so excited. I'm very, very privileged to have experienced every form of media: television,
Yes,
radio, print,
yes.
social media,
Yes.
theater. I've
Yes.
experienced all of that. So it gave me that place where, oh, I can actually be in front of people and talk about stuff at one time, and then people get to know about you and learn about you. So media kind of was just like first for visibility, and I actually do enjoy it. I actually enjoy speaking. One thing people don't know about me is I'm a shy person. That's who I am. And many people don't believe it. But over time, that helped me to build confidence. Standing in front of people to
Yes.
speak and the rest. Somehow it helped me to present myself in the presence of people. And then being a storyteller, I love when stories are written on paper, comes to life.
Yes.
When you create something and it's acted and everybody's excited or is blessing somebody.
Yeah.
I just felt like, oh, that part of storytelling, because every part of me tells a story. Whether it's art, when I use art to tell stories, I use fashion to tell stories. And then if I can talk and tell stories, then let's build this side where every other thing can fit into it perfectly without fighting any other. So do I still do fashion? Yes. When I'm on set, I wear most of my clothes.
Yes.
When the art, I infuse to my clothes. So that one, I had to infuse art into clothes. At first, I started with drawing portraits with pencil.
Yeah.
But then I infused it into fashion. So it's 2 in 1.
Yes.
And then all other things just began to fall in place.
And that is wow. I actually love your story. And it's nice to see how far you've blossomed, because me and Lucy go way back.
Way back.
Yeah, way back to teenage.
Yes,
Yeah,
back in secondary school.
We knew each other as teenagers, and getting to see the different dimensions of Lucy and where she is right now, and it's amazing. So I know that in all of this we've gotten a lot of discouragements.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, people telling you to choose a path. Why are you all over
the place?
How have you been able to deal with, or how are you dealing with discouragement and people misunderstanding you?
There's this scripture that I have stayed with, that got stuck with me till now, is the parable of the talents.
Yeah.
So when the master wanted to give his servants talents, he gave one 5, he gave another one 2, he gave another one 1. And if the one that had 5 went back and brought 5 more, making 10, and then the one with 2 came back with 2 more, 4, and then the one that had only 1 went and hid his own, then I really don't have an excuse. If that one, because God understands the capacity in which he built us. And I believe that he understood when he was giving that one 5, he knew that this one has the capacity to handle 5 and bring 5 more. So if that guy could do that much, I don't have an excuse. This is something God has given to me. It's not something I can hide. I try to hide it. I try to put it down, but you find yourself feeling stuck. You find yourself feeling, I can't. You just find yourself, you can't fit. It's just like a round peg trying to fit into a square hole. So that was just for me. That was the guiding scripture, that I do not have an excuse. And there are people who do more. Recently I realized that T.Y. Bello went and even did an art exhibition. We know her as a photographer.
Yes, I saw that. It was so lovely.
Yeah, we know her as a musician. But when she did that thing with lights, I was like, then there's God is multi-dimensional.
Yes.
And as he is, so are we in this world. And he's the author of creativity.
Yes.
So if he made me like this, and he understood that I have given, there's some people that actually struggle. They can't do, some people, when I'm drawing and somebody, I can't even draw a straight line. There are people like that.
True.
And they have where they are supposed to focus on. That's okay. But when God has embedded in you a lot of gifts and talents, and you can do a lot of things, and you can fit into any sphere and any place, then why not you? Why are you hiding it? You will suffer for it, because the one that went and hid his own went and he suffered, he paid for it. So why not?
If you're enjoying this video so far and you are getting, for the benefits of people that are just like you, I want to find out, are there systems or habits that you've put in place to help you be productive in the different, in your different talents? Yes.
None.
None.
So systems, we are growing in that. I don't want to come and sound or high sounding, big grammar. This is what I do. This is what I do. We're still growing and learning the process. And the truth is, I'm still finding and realizing bits of me that I didn't know existed, really. So would I say there are systems I've put in place? Basically, I'm just learning and understanding where to focus or place priority more than in other places. And another thing is outsourcing. There are some things that I know that right now I can't do all by myself, or I can't do all the time. So I try to work with people who I know I've seen their work. For example, no, I will not reveal. I'm not going to reveal, but there are places where you have to outsource or ask people for help, people that are as good as you, or you can even train other people. There was a time that I had to, for box making, I had to train other people so that whenever I have like multiple jobs, like jobs I cannot do. There was a time I had a job to create small cake boxes, about 500 of them.
Oh, I remember
and
that project.
I was overwhelmed by it. I have a 9-to-5 job, and then sometimes I'll come back and then I'm trying to work into the night. It was stressful. So lucky for me, that was the time that 2 boys that had trained, they were out of town, came to town, and then they helped me to complete those boxes. So in the situation where I have those kind of things now, I know that these are people that I can reach out to, and they get commissions off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I get to outsource, I get to train, and that's how I'm making it work. If not, there are days that it still feels overwhelming, it still feels very clogged. But yeah, that's how far we've come.
For me, that's really cool, because if you try to do things on your own, you just end up with burning out.
Yeah.
You end up burning out, especially as a multi-talented person,
Yeah.
trying to, hold everything together and do everything and force everything. It's
You break
too
down.
much. You break down.
The time
So-
I was always very angry. I'm always like anything. I'm just ranting out just because I was tired.
yes.
But there are times that you tell yourself the truth. You're tired. Go and rest. The world will move on.
Yes.
The world will be fine. So just try your best and just rest. And the ones that you have to outsource. The ones you can't, make sure that you have a time that you're doing this thing. I know that by this time I should finish this. And many times I will plead with my clients to give me time.
Yes.
I make them understand that, see, I'm not just doing this full time. I have a full-time job. So you have to give me time. And God has blessed me with those kind of clients. That they are very patient with me because they know I will deliver a good job at the end of the day.
Yes, I love what you say. I think as individuals, especially as entrepreneurs, we should try to prioritize rest.
Yeah.
Prioritize your well-being, your health, because it has a large way it would affect your business or your earnings. Put it like that, so that it will affect your earning positively or negatively.
Right.
So I would also want to know, have you ever had to pause or let go of a talent for another? Yes, like this one should hold on. Let me,
Build
groom-
this.
Yeah.
Yes, I have done that a lot of times, off and on.
Okay.
For some time, I let go of everything creative to build the media brand. And then there was also a time before I even got into media full time that I paused on tailoring to build the accessory side. So I still have people who order bracelets, brooches, fascinators. I had to build that side. So it just, then I'll drop this and pick this up again. I've had that many times, and it's now that I'm trying to bring in little by little and see how I can create systems that makes every other thing functional.
Okay. Wow, that's really amazing.
Thank you.
I would like to know, among your multiple talents, which one has brought you the most fulfillment? Yeah, not just money, like fulfillment.
Fulfillment. That's a very dicey one. Because for someone who enjoys everything, I don't know how it applies to every other person, but I'm finding it very difficult to say, okay, this one has brought me fulfillment, because in the place of art was what helped me during my days and years of not the months I suffered depression. That was what helped me to quieten my mind. And at some point, it even began to bring me money, and it was very satisfying.
Yes.
And then currently media. Let me see. I'm trying very hard because I don't know where to place one, because I do enjoy each one. I do feel fulfilled with almost all of them. But let me say currently now, media.
Okay.
Why? Because I meet people. I learn. It's not just the money, it's the exposure, the network, the growth that is happening in it. So I would say for now, media. Yes.
So in what way has media helped you affect other people's lives positively?
Wow. So media has helped me to teach, impart. Last year, I was editing a video on my phone last night, and I was like, wow, because one of the times, sometime last year, a teenage group reached out to me to help teach them how to present and do an event hosting.
Yeah.
So I've had situations where I've had to speak to people. Last year was boom, I was on platforms talking, speaking, and imparting, teaching. That was what happened. So that was the exposure. that
Yes.
media did to me. And it helped me to give back. It helped me to
Yes.
train. It helped me
Yes.
to open other people's mind. And it helped me to find more about myself, build my confidence. So there are places that I can walk into without fretting because, yeah, I have the exposure.
That's really amazing. I love that we have people like you now who, instead
you.
of just amassing wealth, are ready to and willing to give back to society by sharing knowledge, by, teaching,
Yeah.
by being, will I say, mentors
Yeah.
to people that are upcoming. And I would encourage you, check out Ehigochu Luciagi on Facebook and Instagram
and YouTube incoming.
Yes. Because she does a lot of I see all your write-ups, there are times I'm like, how this babe did think all these things which she did, right? Some of those posts are lengthy, but if you take your time, you read them from the little things. She could see a flower and bring out a sermon from that flower. And they are really insightful
Thank you.
impactful, and you get to learn a lot from all of that. So this is me saying kudos and, continue.
Thank you.
We see you.
Thank you.
And we will
That's
meet
very
at the
encouraging.
top. Yes. So, do you see your talents as separate entities, or you see them as a part of one whole body?
So growing up, I used to think that they were separate. Like there was this, that. But now I just realized that everything was needed for one thing or say somehow. When I first got my job and I was learning, I remember before I got the job, someone told me that you need to focus. You're all over the place. You're doing too much, because I had trained in digital marketing, social media management. I had learned script writing with TAFTA. I had done filmmaking with CAP Academy, Clear for Lion production.
Yes, I remember.
It was just a lot until when I got the job, I was like, makes sense now why I had to go through all that series of learning. And even with the other things, when it comes to craft, I just realized that now I know how to do my own makeup. I know how to make my clothes. I do not have to like always be stranded. I don't have clothes to wear to present, because I can quickly cook up something.
Yes.
And the storytelling part, I realized that the filming, it was needed.
Yes.
Because recently I had to lead the team to produce a film in our TV station, and it was amazing. So it's just, everything is just one big whole tree with branches of different things, expressions. So many times when I try to describe myself or introduce myself to someone, I'll just say I'm a creative with expressions in media, art, and what have you. I'm just
fashion.
Fashion. I have different expressions.
Yes.
It's just art. It's just me, and then there's a whole lot of expressions of that, and that you can do them well, and having people trust you and know that if I give her this, she will do it. If I give her that, she will do it. So it's just a big one thing that just have one whole tree that has different branches, and it's just in one.
Yes, I really love this so much. And one thing I could pick from what you just said is that you didn't just sit down. You actually took courses.
Yeah.
You learned things that would help sharpen your talents and help you be more resourceful in all these things that you do. So I think for every, not just multi-talented people, but people who are willing or who intend to succeed at their craft or at a different, how
career
career path or endeavor, ensure you take those courses. Ensure you train. Ensure you go to schools, take those courses, mentorship classes.
That way of opening doors for you.
Apart from opening doors, even your mind, it has a way of
expanding.
Expanding
building your
mind
horizon
and all of that. Now, with everything that you've said, it's been amazing. I just want that for those watching us right now, especially others that are also multi-talented. Let's know, has it been all rosy or you've had your low moments? I would like your story to inspire and to, get them to understand the process.
Yeah, honestly, it's still not rosy. It's still like we're still building, growing, and like one of the things with most talented people, we have the tendency of getting depressed easily, self doubt, imposter syndrome, not being good enough. That's if you are someone like that, you're not alone. So one of the things I had suffered being multi talented, there was a year that, excuse me, I had to go. I lived in Abuja at the time in 2022. I suffered the worst kind of depression in my adult years, and after that, when you move from a small city to a big city, everybody thinks that you've made it.
Yes,
and then when you're returning back to a smaller city and see you're coming back to the everybody like, oh, this one failed. So honestly, I did feel like a failure, and I didn't feel like life was worth it. I had become suicidal. Every time, like I used to, it was loud in my head to take my life. And one of the things I did, I just told God, I was not interested in anything anymore. I just told God, you know what, I'm not starting to go with you. I don't even have the strength to do anything or excitement to do anything because I feel like I'm doing too much and I hate it so much that I'm doing too much and I'm not succeeding in all of these things. So I'm starting all over with you. Had hit rock bottom, sincerely. And I just picked myself all over. I started going to church more often, listening to the word of God more. And then, but those things not just go away at once. I started looking for ways to distract myself. And because I had lost interest in every other thing, I took the initiative to go learn, like fine tune my art skills because I just felt like art would just help me like therapeutic. So I just went to the art gallery and registered to learn pencil portraiture. And from pencil portraiture, I went on to learn social media management. From social media management to script writing, and then I did digital marketing, and then Bible school, and then a whole lot. To the point that one guy at the time was acting as though it was like him. And then he was like, so one thing you don't forget, see, I've heard this from.
You're not the first person to give this advice.
And besides, for you, I can't even be with you because you don't understand my kind of person. Because I realized that even at that, with all of this, without quietness, that place I wanted to just quieten everything. I was still doing, learning. That whole year I was learning back to back. To the point that people was like, you finished, I've paid your school fees, you finished university, go and get a job. And I just told her that there was a particular time I was about to go learn digital marketing at the time. And I told her that, you know what, just give me a short time. If this particular thing doesn't work, I will go get a job. And she allowed me, and it just happened. It just so happened that the job I'm currently doing, I met someone in my class that connected me to my current boss.
Wow.
And that's how I got the job. Wow. So one of the things that I would tell anybody that is a multi-talented person, do everything. I know that there will be times where you have to figure out what you should focus on, but it's in the doing everything that you know which one you should focus on.
Yes.
Really, I did everything, media, art, fashion, but now I'm understanding myself, growth is happening and the different expressions. I'm now seeing how I can marry everything together. So now I know that, okay, with media, I can infuse the other things. I can still work with this. So if it's in doing everything that you even understand yourself once, you know the things that are your strengths, your weaknesses, and what you should focus on at the end of the day. So do everything. If you need to learn everything, do. Because another thing that doing everything and learning everything can help you to do is that even when you're not doing it yourself, you cannot feel stranded. Because there'll be times that the people that you are outsourcing feel you. True. I had one boss in Lagos one time when I worked in a fashion house, and there was a time that he needed to deliver a particular shirt. I didn't know how to sew. I still don't know how to sew for men, but it was for men's section, and he had to deliver this particular shirt. And the person that was supposed to come help him fix that shirt was unavailable. And he didn't know how to sew. It was a mess. It was a mess. That's how you lost the money. But imagine that you already know, you know that you cannot feel stranded. I have times where I've outsourced sewing and then the person doesn't do a good job. I will sit on that clothes and fix it until it's better. So it's a win-win for anybody that's multi-talented, knowing everything and anything. Like, it's better to know something about everything. That way it gives you an edge. It gives you an edge, and everybody you'll be looking and feeling like a superhuman. So So
I remember even as a teenager, it was like I was jumping from jobs to jobs. I did everything from healthcare to hospitality and all. And today in my business, I see all those skills I picked really helping. Yes. Even videography helped my business. You know, dealing with customers helped the business. A lot of things that you feel are trivial. At the end, you find out that they have a huge role to play in your whole purpose. Yes, in your whole purpose. I like that. Just lastly, before you go, I want you to give some, let's say, wisdom nuggets, some advice to many out there who are confused, who are multi-talented, who are, let's say, lost. So please give them some words of wisdom.
What I would say is trust God. See, God is the very foundation of everything. Truth is, I recently told a friend that, see, I'm going back to where I left God. Because the truth is, that's the very source, that's the very beginning. And the source of something is the sustainer of it. So trust God and allow Him to teach you, guide you, and take you through. It's in the trust of God that you begin to know who you are as a person. And then with His help and His grace and favor begins to bring you to people who will train you, who will guide you. So that's one, trust God. Give your life, just cast yourself wholly to God. Secondly, it is to learn. You see that part? Don't stop learning. Don't stop fine-tuning your skills. Don't stop becoming a better version of yourself. Because every day, things are happening, new things are coming up. New things, there are new trends, there are new ways to do things. There's now AI. Once upon a time, you have to go to dictionary, then it was Google, now there's AI. Find the best practices of doing certain things. Expose yourself to people who are wise. Choose your friendship very well. Get a very, very, very good circle. The people that will inspire you to be and do more. And get a mentor. Get a mentor. Even if it requires you to go back to school to learn and fine-tune that skill, do it. Learn online. If you cannot afford to go back to school, take courses on YouTube, take courses on Coursera, on Allison, take courses. And in all of these things, do practice. Practice makes perfect. The more you do, the better you become at it. So you keep doing, keep fine-tuning your skill, because the more you do, you realize that there's a better way to go about these things. I learned to make trousers in 2020, and recently I was making trousers, a client's trouser, and I did something. I was like, oh, okay, this is the way it works. So it's in the practice of it that helps you become better. So you keep doing until you become better at it. So I hope this helps.
It does, because even me, learning, I'm drinking, not just learning. Thank you so much. I wish we could stay for 2 more days here, just drinking from the depth. And would have you again, please.
I want to come back because it's a great conversation. I enjoyed myself.
Yes. And with that, we've come to the end of What Do You Think? Let us know in the comments what you think about this episode. But before we leave, we want to say thank you to our guest, Ehigoche Luciagi. I'm sure you've heard all the many things she can do. So if you need her services, check her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is coming soon. Ehigoche Luciagi. And we also want to say thank you to Retina Reels. Retina Reels is the brand behind the videos. And if you need, if you need fashion shoots, birthday shoots, weddings, everything, make sure you contact Retina Reels and they'll do a great job for you. We also want to say a big thank you to Appetite banana cakes and Zobo of Life for refreshing this episode. And we have a small gift from Appetite for you.
The best part of the show.
Yes. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Appetites.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And with this, we've come to the end of What Do You Think podcast. Have a nice day and see you next week. Bye.